Hello everyone, it is me Vegeta T23 and welcome back to my new What If. Today is the last part of What If Tarble went to Earth with Goku. Before I start, I'd like to mention that I created a Discord server for you to join. The link is in the description of this video, so if you'd like to join in and talk to me and the rest of my fans, it's there. I'd also like to mention that I created an Instagram so you can see my very uninteresting life. I mainly post OSU stuff. Now back to the video. In the last part, we discussed how Goku Black and Trunks came to the present timeline, which happened much sooner than canon, how Black destroyed the time machine and all that. Our heroes went to save his timeline but failed the first time, so they retreated. After they buffed up a little and they managed to do it, or rather Trunks did, Immortal Zamasu did what he did in canon and Goku did the Zeno button moment and disposed of him. With the recap out of the way, let's finish this What If. With Zamasu now gone, they are just chilling at Capsule Corp, having nothing else to do, and so they enjoy some peace at last. Goku goes to farming for a bit before getting bored and a bit rusty, and then goes to train on Beerus' planet. He asked about Zeno holding a tournament, and Beerus says that the Omni King isn't a person to play with, but Goku doesn't give a shit and presses the button anyways. Tarble and Vegeta also arrive on Beerus' planet to train for a bit, and find out about Goku going to ask Zeno about the tournament. And they're kinda triggered and scared because Zeno isn't a deity Goku can fuck around with. Goku asks Zeno of that and everything goes smoothly on his end, but not so smoothly when he goes back to Beerus' world as he gets punched for even considering going to Zeno. Goku then asks to be taken to the Kaioshin realm and they go there. Soon Daishinkan arrives and announces the Tournament of Power, along with its rules and regulations, along with the universe destruction and all of that. Of course, everyone is scared about it. Daishinkan leaves and they start planning on how to actually win, after they come back to their senses. But first, they have to prepare for the Zeno Expo to see if Zeno will actually like it. Everything goes as in the original, except Vegeta gets in instead of Boo like in canon. Everything goes similar to canon, and once done, they began preparations for the tournament. They get 4 obvious picks, those being Goku, Gohan, Tarble, and Vegeta. With Vegeta refusing at first as his second baby is literally due. They then ask Amy, but she says she's dropped her fighting unless they really need her. So Whis goes and does his magic. They invite Piccolo to do it too, and they assemble the androids and Krillin along the way, as well as Tien. They look at Roshi to do it and he's in. However, they're short of 2 fighters, so Amy is then convinced to join and Roshi is taken in too because of his wisdom and techniques. With 10 warriors gather up, they start training. Goku and Gohan go in the chamber and train their asses off first, as well as bonding just like in the Cell Saga. And then Vegeta decides to train with his brother and they come out tired but happy and seemingly ready for the tournament. Everyone else goes and trains on their own and get buffed up for the fight. Piccolo brings a few bottles as he comes up with a plan for an easy win, at least for Roshi. Having that out of the way, they're prepared to travel to the tournament arena. Upon arrival, they see a few familiar faces there. At this point, everything goes as in canon until Goku fights Jiren and gets beaten up badly, so he goes Ultra Instinct. However, the form lasts shorter than in canon and he soon falls. Tarble sees this and wonders what it might be. Thinking back, he remembers Whis telling him about a technique where the body reacts on his own and how even Beerus hasn't mastered it yet and he's a god. Seeing that his best friend accessed the form as sophisticated as that, he decides to learn more about it, so he goes to take a crack at Jiren. At first, he's getting nowhere, but he brings out his blue evolution and goes at it. He's getting nowhere, but he brings out his blue evolution he mastered with Vegeta in the time chamber and goes at it. But soon, he falls too. Tarble, like in every situation like this, is in his limbo. He fully relaxes and thinks nothing of since he really can't do anything. And so, he goes Ultra Instinct. And then goes after Jiren, having him on a leash. Vegeta sees this and also tries to do it, but is unsuccessful and gives up. Tarble runs out of stamina to keep the Ultra Instinct up, and then drops down. With that, they continue on with the battles as in the original, and they're doing quite well considering what happened a few minutes prior. Roshi then goes towards Jiren. He takes great precaution and then rushes, dodging his invisible punches and actually landing his own, but gets nowhere after a while. Roshi then brings out his containment bottle and does the containment wave. However, he's unsuccessful and Jiren takes over the technique and attempts to seal Roshi, but Roshi knows how to disable it and is quick to do so. That did save him from getting sealed or thrown out, but it didn't save him from Jiren's quick punches. Roshi is there, laying on the ground ready to accept his fate, but Tarble and Goku come in to the rescue their old master. Vegeta goes to fight Tarble and is handling himself well until Tarble starts unleashing more and more power. Vegeta, who is fighting his own battle, knows what to do. He goes Blue Evolution and continues with his fight. Meanwhile, Goku goes at Jiren, trying to access the instinct again, and he succeeds after getting a beating of a lifetime, and he actually does something with his time. He pushes Jiren quite a bit, however he too goes down like in the original. Vegeta thinks he can go toe to toe with Jiren if he does the transformation too, so he tries himself, and this time his Saiyan pride isn't blinding him as much, and he gets a taste of Ultra Instinct. A very subtle and random taste, but he does it somehow. However, he can't really utilize it enough in his battle with Jiren, so he again uses his evolution to battle Toppo. Toppo eventually shows fruits of his training and goes offensive on the prince. Vegeta is finally cornered and is about to give up, but he remembers his promises to his family and friends, getting the necessary boost out of desperation and manages to knock Toppo to the ground before finally kicking Toppo out of the arena. Gohan is recovering a little from his fight along with Piccolo, but nowhere finished as he uses the low energy consumption along with the ultimate power of Mystic to his advantage and battles other contestants, beating them slowly but eventually. Goku is now cornered and has nowhere to go, so Jiren nearly kicks him out, having impressed and disappointed others, but Vegeta kicks Goku on the side. Tarble and Vegeta are on their own now as they battle Jiren. Tarble gets beaten up and so does Vegeta. Goku then appears, having exploded, followed by a massive aura as he goes into his third Ultra Instinct moment. He then goes and wears out Jiren, even going Master Ultra Instinct for that one attack, and once Goku started out, he lets everyone else take care of business. With that, Android 17, Vegeta and the boys are on Jiren in seconds, despite all of them being tired. Vegeta gets eventually kicked out too, and Gohan is knocked out cold, which leaves 17 and Tarble to deal with it. Vegeta gave his last bits of energy to his brother, and he made use of it, going evolution for the last charge, and 17 helps out as much as possible. They lure Jiren to the edge of the ring, then jump him and drag him out of boundaries. Gohan was the only one left. He wakes up just the right time and sees that they won. Gohan wishes for the universes to be restored, and with that they return their reputation. After a short period of peacetime, Amy was minding her own business. She thought about more Saiyans in the universe and thought of the two who might be glad to join them. Vegeta hears a monologue and asks about them. She explains that they were sent to a planetoid called Wampa by his father because he thought one of them might surpass his offspring. He got a bit sad when they didn't pick them up when they were doing the Tournament of Power, but realized that they have the same old and weak power. Vegeta thought it might not be a bad idea to come pick them up and tell them about their new home. So Amy and Vegeta visit Tarble and tell him what they spoke of just now, which he relays to Bulma, and the plan was set. They ready the ship, and so the three Saiyans go to pick them up. They ask Amy of the names, and Amy says the older one is Paragus and his son starts with a B or something. When they get there, they're greeted with Paragus. Paragus gets mad seeing Vegeta, but Amy steps in. Seeing that, Paragus pulls back because he knew she was King's Royal Guard. All of a sudden, monsters come in and try attacking the Saiyans. But before Amy can turn Super Saiyan and dispose of them, Paragus calls out for Broly, who sends the monsters back in their place. Once that nuisance is out of the way, Paragus tells Vegeta his son Broly will take revenge. Vegeta says he doesn't want to fight and he's come here to rescue them. Not taking any of the stuff Vegeta said in, Paragus commands Broly to attack Vegeta, but Vegeta catches his fist. He explains that they didn't come to fight and that they came to help them out get out of this place. Broly seems to calm down and seems happy, but Paragus has none of it and commands Broly again, but to no avail. Paragus decides to shock his son to cooperate and well, he does. They see Broly has been kept a slave on this planet and Vegeta reacts quickly, working through the pain and rips the shocker off Broly's neck. Amy then explains they didn't come here to cause harm, but good, and advised them to follow along, as she knows this place is nothing but a shithole all around the place. They realize this makes actual sense and they play along. During the trip back, Broly got introduced to water and other Earth food. Once back, the two were introduced to the Z Fighters and they had a warm welcome. Broly was happy to see a society after all this time, and Paragus had finally patched up his relationship with Vegeta and his family. And with that, we're done with this what if. Thank you for watching. If you think I'll screw up tuning my bike, then click dislike, but if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you'd like me to cover your idea in the near future, comment down below, and as always, peace out.